So the way society structures relationships, so say take the boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, it takes what looking like, no. It says this is what it looks like when you're in love. Go and have that experience. And then that triggers certain learned behaviors, it's learned behaviors like, you go out for a date Saturday night, or you buy chocolates, or you buy flowers, or other ritualistic things that are associated with this is what people do when they're in love. And you're taught to trigger and permit and allow certain feelings that are usually lust-based, but that's a separate issue. The thing is that's the performance of love. That's the commodity of love. Real love is something else again. Real love involves actual heart opening, actual trust, actual safety, actual connection, actual risk to create intimacy or into-me-see. True intimacy is allowing someone to see into you. And obviously letting yourself see into you. So intimacy I define as into me see. And the problem is, for example, you were just asking me about your pattern with boyfriend-girlfriend relationships and how you bounced in and out of them for 15 years, which is not bad considering you're only 21. No, I'm joking. That's a pattern. That's a pattern. And eventually you settle on someone who seems to be better than the others or brings certain advantages. In America, is a better deal, is a better bargain. And that's the person who does the most things you want and has, more money or whatever it is, whatever attributes. If I'm sounding cynical about the way these things get set up, just look at the divorce statistics, and from memory, I think 50% of all marriages in America end in divorce within 3 or 5 years. And the other 50% end up in misery within 10 years. Very, very, very few relationships actually deliver the promise. And the test for that is very simple. How many couples do you know that have been together for more than 5 years who are genuinely happy? Not just do they say they are, but they look it, they live it, they show it. They're obviously really happy to be together and enjoy each other. Very, very rare. I've known in my whole life maybe half a dozen. And I've known a lot who get along well and they've come to some sort of agreement, but they're not what I would call genuinely in love. They may be genuinely in friendship, or even loving friendship, which puts them ahead of the curve. So the truth is we're taught not to be in love, and we're taught not how to not be in love. Now the flip side of that is we're not taught how to create genuine love between two people, male or female. And I'm not talking about sexual love at this point, I'm talking about heart love. And so opening your heart is about firstly taking risks with other people, risking that they'll get you, risking that they'll value you, risking that they'll see and appreciate your uniqueness, that they'll value and appreciate the path you're taking in your life. Now, if you're living a perfectly normal life, doing everything right, then one or two things is going to happen. You're either happy with that, in other words, that's the life you're meant to live, or you're living it and you're miserable, and in other words, you're the people who should be watching these videos, because what you're taught and told and handed, the conditioning of here are the rules, play within them and you'll be happy, just don't work for most people. They work for some people. But if you're one of the people who's playing the rules and you're not happy, particularly with relationships or in relationship to relationships, then what else is possible and what else is needed doesn't get taught. And what's needed is to get real honest with yourself, is to take risks with people about who you are, and take the risk that they won't like it, won't value it, and in fact will reject you. I'm never afraid of that. I used to be, but I'm never afraid of that because if someone rejects who I am, my response is, thank you, leave. In other words, you and I are not meant to be in the same room together in life. We're not supposed to interact. We have different jobs, different roles, different directions. We have different lessons, and therefore we're not on the same page. But what's also true is that the more I let myself be seen, the quicker and clearer people have to make the choice of whether they want to be part of my life and part of my world, whether we've got alignment. So a lot of people leave, and some people who want to play the game I play in life, they hang out, and that saves me a lot of time and trouble. In terms of personal relationships, I would say practice growing loving relationship with everyone who's important in your life. That includes acknowledge them, tell them why you love them, tell them why you value them. Share with them your pleasure in having them in your life. That's all heart-opening stuff. Give them big, wet, juicy hugs and kisses when appropriate. But certainly give them hugs that say, you matter, you're important. But sharing is the bottom line, I think. And and taking risks with each other. Taking the risk that they won't handle you or that they will. And sometimes either can be just as scary. But opening your heart, practicing opening, practicing gratitude, practicing sharing and giving and receiving and loving, all of which give you more capacity to have loving relationship. Then if you get into a specific relationship, or I like to call it a personal creationship, then you're in the habit of heart connection. Then you have the opportunity to create loving relationship. If you haven't done any of that, or you're not doing any of that, what you guarantee is you get to have safe, compromised, unfulfilling relationship, and maybe that's all you want. But my experience is that pretty much all humans I know want more.